Hey guys, welcome to the weekly tarot forecast for the Numinous week beginning November the 10th. I'm Lindsay Mack. Sorry for my voice. And the card that I've pulled for us this week is Four of Cups reversed. So, gentle back and forth. There's two really big things to kind of move through and consider with a card pull like this, with Four of Cups reversed. And the interesting thing is that they're rather at odds with one another, which will be an interesting week. The first thing is that anytime we get a four, it's an invitation to really kind of womb in, to kind of go within and to take it's a reflection time. And anybody who is alive during this Scorpio season will attest to the fact that in general, it really is a time when we're being really asked to go a little slower, speak a little bit more kindly, take a pause before we, attack someone, eviscerate someone, whatever it might be, or take things personally, It's definitely a time for massive relationship clear out, which is what we've got going on in Four of Cups this week. So here's the deal with this card. Anytime that we're in Four of Cups, rather than consider it sort of in the old school way as being kind of this little heads up, like you're missing something and there's a cup being offered to you, why are you not taking it? That is, with all due respect to that theory of this card, really very ego-centered, because we really can't miss anything that's meant for us. Sometimes we can be missing things, but with the journey of the Four of Cups, if there's a cup being offered that we're either not missing or either missing, or we're not feeling guided or in time to take, it's actually the journey of trusting that instinct, which is far different than traditional theory would have us believe, because if something's really meant for us, it's not going to miss us. So that's the second kind of important thing. There's sort of a third thing in there that I'll mention in a moment. But right away, we have this kind of really strong invitation to not only reflect and to kind of take time, but to look around at how we are responding to things and whether or not we're feeling engaged or inflamed or triggered by anything going on. If so, we want to really take our time so that we're responding to it in a nonviolent way, which is important. Now, the piece that I was mentioning that is at odds with all of this is sort of the third ingredient, which is that when Four of Cups comes up in a reading, it actually means that we're sort of finished with our time in kind of that pause. It has to do with the fact that, like, hey man, the doors are open, like go out, like engage, have fun. So here, and I had to kind of puzzle with this for a while before I brought this to you, just in terms of what my guides were saying through it. Basically what we have is this is, as I said before, a relationship clear out time. So what that essentially means is that we are taking a moment this week to review what is the nature of our relationships. Are there people in our lives that we actively don't like, or we don't jive with, or whatever it is? If that's the case, this is the week to basically say with firm, clear, boundaried kindness, you do you, I'ma do me, this doesn't work, have a nice life. The end. And then the coming out part is once we release this relationship that's been in some way, even if it's really small, like taking up some of our precious internal bandwidth, then we're invited to reconnect with people that we are actually moved by, that we enjoy. Maybe we don't see them as often, maybe we don't make time for them. It's really about getting clear on who we are offering our emotional cup to. Who are we offering our energy to? Scorpio season is really perfectly timed for this, because the medicine of this particular year's Scorpio season has been to really strongly, intently clear out relationships and forms of truth that are not aligned with us, and help us to pause and dive deep before we say yes, no, before we say fuck you or thank you, whatever it might be. So, yeah, really powerful, really important. We're both going out and in this week. We're going in to reflect, is anything in my field not fully serving the whole? We're coming out to clarify. We're going back in to kind of review and to center. And then we're coming out with joy, being able to say like, hey, I'm going to put this cup down. I'm going to say no to that cup, and I'm going to say yes to that one. So it's all about being clear about what we're saying yes to, no to, and how it feels within. So hopefully that makes sense. It's very centered on interpersonal relationships this week and behaviors. So if anything's going on, like down to your Instagram feed, be very, very willing to just go, okay, no thanks, or okay, love this person. I'm going to go a little closer. So hopefully that serves you. We're sort of in preparation for the Scorpio new moon. It's all building to this really sacred intention that we're going to be asked to plant on that new moon to invite in new cycles of karma, of transformation. It's very, very powerful, and there has to be a clearing before there can be a stepping forward. So I hope this served you. Have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.